What's up, guys? Jake with Tan Tyler. Go to another special quick video for you. I wanted to cover a little bit of my experience at Goals, and this is one of the videos that I wanted to talk to you about, and that is about the PSA X5.7. It's real, and I have to tell you, it feels really good. Now, right up front here, I want to make one thing clear. PSA does not really have any affiliation with me. They've never sent me any guns. They've never hooked me up with any discounts, nothing. Other than like a little affiliate link here and there. I really haven't had any real support from them. It was without doubt the one gun I was looking most forward to checking out at the GOA Goals event in Knoxville. While this gun has been announced essentially since January 2024, I had yet to ever actually get it and have a chance to hold it in my hands. That is until GOA Goals in 2025, a year and a half later. I have to tell you, it feels good. Now, the biggest caveat to this is two things. Number one, is it reliable? I have to tell you, it feels good. It's going to be good. It's going to feel good if it shoots. That's my main caveat. I have not actually shot the X5.7. I did not attend the range day that they had for only media that Thursday. I was actually really busy. I couldn't take off work, so I couldn't even tell you if they had available there. So take all this with a big old pile of salt, because what I'm telling you right now could not hold up potentially once they actually release the X5.7. The main important thing is, I'm telling you my first impressions just holding the gun and just letting you know how it felt in my hands without ever actually having shot it. Now, that being said, I have owned and shot quite a bit their PSA Rock 5.7, the 5.7x28 handgun that the X5.7 is based on. In fact, if you look carefully at the actual frame, like I guess what would be the lower frame, the lower receiver of it, if it was a handgun, it looks identical to the Rock 5.7. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they retooled some of their parts in order to make that happen a little bit easier. It feels good in the hand, and you'll see here it's got a few things kind of going for it. It's very small, compact little package. They put a little red on there, just kind of show it off what it looks like. But check out the back here. So the rear end of it here has this little pop open little brace slash stock. I'm sure there's only two different options there. You see you got a little switch there to actually make that happen. It forcefully comes out with two little springs, look like little rods there, that they actually will help push out the stock or brace to the full extension. Now, at first it's a little tricky here, but it is possible to get that push back in. Once it's fully deployed, it will kind of stay deployed. You don't have to worry about it collapsing on you by accident. You'll see it's got a lot of cuts. It seems to have really been refined quite a bit. Felt lightweight, felt balanced. You'll see there's a lot of picoting rails here, there, and all over the place to put lights and lasers and coffee makers and all kinds of shit on there. And from what I can tell, it feels good. Again, the biggest stipulations here is I did not get a chance to actually shoot it. It could be that this gun comes out and it's terrible with either cycling or consistent hits on target. It could have a number of issues. Again, grain of salt, or in this case, pile of salt. It's definitely the number one item on my list when it releases. I know it feels like almost like Half-Life 3 or GTA 6 at this point. It keeps getting delayed. It was supposed to be out this past summer, but they had to make some changes for, I guess, whatever reason, tolerance testing, whatever. As far as I know, nobody outside of PSA has shot this thing. Well, I can tell you, from what it feels like, if it's done right, it should shoot really well. Last year, during the GOA Goals event, they just had this thing in a glass case, not letting anybody touch it. And I'm sure there's been a couple other events since that time where people have had it out and been able to hold it, but this was my first time. And again, I'm gonna reiterate, as long as this gun is reliable, it's consistent with its accuracy, but most importantly, it's not overly priced, I think it's going to be really good. I'm impressed with it. Say what you will about 5.7x28. I know it's a more expensive caliber. I know from my experience shooting that Rock 5.7 that caliber does not have that much recoil. It comes screaming out at high speed, and you truthfully can actually use a 22 caliber can to help suppress it. Now, is that going to make it quiet? No. This is not going to be a quiet gun. Just like 223 and 5.56, it relies on its velocity to be deadly. So don't count on getting subsonic, but you can at least reduce that pop loudness with a suppressor, and it can be a 22 long rifle suppressor, believe it or not. There are videos out there showing that you can suppress 5.7x28 with a simple 22 long rifle rated suppressor. The point of this video is just to let you know that I did get hands-on with this gun, and from what I can tell, for the third time without actually shooting it, but just telling you how it feels as far as the weight and balance and overall handling goes, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. If you don't want it in 5.7x28, well, you know, that's going to be probably a deal breaker for some people because it is a more expensive caliber. But I like what they did here. With that smaller caliber, not only is it going to be screeching out fast with high velocity, it's also going to be a lot more rounds that you can hold in each magazine. And yes, they do appear to have these special extendo special magazines that are made just for the X5.7. So that's very exciting as well. I do plan on getting one of these in when I can. Of course, I'm not going to expect to ever get one early because PSA just really doesn't do that unless you're one of like the top 5 names or something. I do plan on getting one either way, one way or the other. And I think it's going to be good. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is on that. I know some people out there in the comments are going to say, oh, Palmetto State Armory, that's more like Poverty State Armory. And they're going to be trashing it and everything just because it's PSA. I'm giving you my honest impressions here of what I felt actually in my hands. I do think it has a place in the market though. I do think that maybe also PSA is trying to sort of rework and retool some of their previously used 5.7 rock equipment to make the X5.7 while at the same time also catering to the want and need of an MP7-ish at home platform. So they're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And because of that, because it's kind of innovative, I love them for it. HK is definitely not giving us MP7s. So really, in my opinion, this is probably the closest thing we're going to get to that, at least as far as I know right now. But with all that being said, what do you guys think? I know there's not really been too much talk lately about the X5.7x28, other than PSA's recent update saying that it was now going to be pushed back into 2026, unfortunately. But what do you guys think? Is this gun going to be worth it? Is this something you're looking at picking up, if nothing else, just to have at the range for fun? Or is this something that you'd really consider for like a self-defense type of situation, or maybe a truck gun? Please let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to get like a temperature check here and see, because I know what I think. I know how I feel, but I'm also kind of like a weird small percent of the overall gun owner population. I'd like to own a lot of guns and try a lot of different guns, and well, it's kind of like a bad habit of mine. If you want to help support that bad habit, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. We will see you next time.